Hello, Namaskar. This is Firstpost, and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Day 19, the war is being fought at the United Nations as well now. Israel wants the UN Secretary General to resign. We'll tell you why. Also, how Israel lost the plot, why it did not see the Hamas attack coming, and how its response was shoddy initially. New details and probe reports expose multiple failures on the Israeli side. Meanwhile, Hamas is holding hostages in their tunnels, a network that spans hundreds of kilometers and may prove to be their biggest weapon. We'll tell you all about it. In China, Xi Jinping changes tone, says he's willing to cooperate and manage differences with the US. iPhone maker Foxconn is under investigation. Is this China's way of meddling in the Taiwan election? In Pakistan, hundreds of flights have been grounded, but missiles are flying. We'll tell you their story of misplaced priorities. In South Africa, hundreds of miners have been stuck in a gold mine for 3 days, apparently as hostages. It's the stuff of movies. And Meta has been sued for hurting the mental health of people. We'll bring you all these stories and more. The headlines first. Israeli strikes hit Syria's Aleppo airport again, the 4th time in 2 weeks. The airstrikes also killed 8 Syrian troops. Israel says they are in response to rocket fire. Since last week, pro-Hezbollah groups in Syria have exchanged frequent cross-border fire with Israel. Another controversial Chinese ship arrives in Sri Lanka. Both India and the US have expressed concerns. Last year, New Delhi had objected to a Chinese ship docking in Sri Lanka. India believes China is using these so-called research ships to spy. India to restart issuing visas to Canadians. Business, medical and conference visa services to resume at India's Toronto and Vancouver consulates. Last month, New Delhi had suspended the services amid a diplomatic spat with the Trudeau government. Hong Kong's pro-China leader John Lee says they will create their own national security law in 2024. 4 years ago, Beijing imposed a similar law on Hong Kong. It was aimed at curbing dissent and came in response to pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong in 2019. Sudans Army agrees to fresh talks on ending the war. The conflict with the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces began in the month of April. The war has killed more than 9,000 people and displaced more than 5.6 million. The talks will be brokered by the US and Saudi Arabia. The first round of talks were called off in June. And Japan's Supreme Court delivers a landmark verdict on transgender rights. It rules that the transgender sterilization law is unconstitutional. The law requires transgender people to have their reproductive organs removed to change their gender.